The night silence claimed victory. The soft hum of the television filled our cozy living room in Vancouver on October 6, 2025 at 8:17 p.m. PKT, a stark contrast to the storm brewing within. I, Julian Hart, 34, lounged on the sofa, the day's exhaustion settling into my bones, when my wife, Elise, 32, turned to me with eyes like ice. Her voice sliced through the ambient noise, cold and deliberate. "I hate being with you." The words hit like a thunderclap, stealing my breath, the walls seeming to crumble around me. Years of shared laughter, late-night confessions, and sacrifices, building a life together, shriveled into that single, venomous sentence. I didn't argue, didn't demand an explanation. Perhaps she anticipated a tantrum, tears, or pleas to reconsider. Instead, I rose, my movements measured, and walked to our bedroom, the weight of her gaze following. My hands shook as I unzipped my suitcase, folding shirts, ties, and the small mementos, a photo of our first trip, a scarf she'd knitted, each item a shard of a life she now discarded. I didn't argue, didn't demand an explanation. Perhaps she anticipated a tantrum, tears, or pleas to reconsider. Instead, I rose, my movements measured, and walked to our bedroom, the weight of her gaze following. My hands shook as I unzipped my suitcase, folding shirts, ties, and the small mementos, a photo of our first trip, a scarf she'd knitted, each item a shard of a life she now discarded. The rustle of fabric filled the silence, a quiet requiem for our marriage. Elise lingered in the doorway, her initial smugness, believing she'd finally shattered me, fading as the suitcase swelled. Her lips parted, then closed, her hazel eyes flickering with unease. Maybe it was a cruel test, a jab to gauge my devotion. Or perhaps she'd underestimated my resolve. "Where are you going?" she asked, her voice cracking the stillness, tinged with a panic she couldn't hide. I didn't respond immediately. I hefted the suitcase, each step toward the door a reclaiming of my dignity, my heart pounding a steady rhythm. For years I'd poured my soul into us, long hours at my engineering firm, late-night dinners, dreams of a family, only to be reduced to a target for her scorn. Tonight, I chose myself. At the threshold, I turned, meeting her gaze. "You said you hate being with me." "I won't force you to live a lie," I whispered, my voice a calm anchor. Her face paled, the mask of control slipping, revealing a woman suddenly afraid. "Wait," she cried, lunging toward me, her hand brushing my sleeve. I stepped back, her touch a ghost of the past. Her eyes widened, panic surging as she grasped the permanence of her words. "I didn't mean it like that," she stammered, tears welling, her voice breaking. But the damage was done. She'd expected a fight, not this quiet exodus. The regret carving into her features, the realization she'd squandered my unwavering love, was the truest victory. She sank to her knees, sobs echoing as she begged me to stay. But I stood firm, a faint smile tugging my lips, not of joy, but of newfound strength. I wasn't the broken man she'd molded, I was free. For a moment I lingered, the tapestry of our history, her laughter at my clumsy cooking, our whispered vows, tugging at me. But her betrayal outweighed it. I closed the door, her cries fading into the night, a sound I'd carry but not heed. She'd aimed to wound, to test my limits, but instead lost the man who'd loved her beyond reason. As I stepped into the cool darkness, the weight lifted, replaced by a certainty. The most potent revenge isn't rage or spite, it's silence, dignity, and walking away. That night, she learned love's worth too late, and I reclaimed my peace.